In this video, I'm going to go and demonstrate to you how to go and install Pygame and Pygame functions to be able to make your Python work for designing the games. To be able to do that, first of all, obviously you need to be installing Python. And if you just go on to python.org, and you should be able to easily install. So this is where you go and on the top you type in python.org and then or you just Google it and find out, and then you should be able to go and install. From the download section, you should be able to go and install the latest version of the Python, which is 3.8.2. And once you install Python, you will have a program called idle installed. So IDLE. So that's where you can go and that's your IDE for Python. So you can go and I got 3 versions here, but when you go and open it, and you should be able to go and give little commands, and you should be able to open up a new file and start working with your Python. So that part should be fairly straightforward. But now we're looking at how to go and install the Pygame functions and Pygame. But prior to that, you should also be able to go and set the path for where you have installed the Python, so that like when you install your other modules, or say the Pygame, it actually should be able to link to Python. So in Python, when you go and type in command, and you can give a command from the command prompt, you should be able to go and give Python commands. So to do that, you have to actually set the path. To be able to set the path, what you need to do here is you need to search up control panel, and from the control panel, you go to the system. And I have explained that in the Word document as well. So you go to the system and then you go to the advanced system settings. And from the advanced system settings, uh, what you do is you go and select the um, environment variables. So system settings and advanced system settings, and you go into environment variables. And from here, you'll be looking for something called as a path variable. So that path variable there, and you're going to say edit, and you're going to say new. See, I got 2 different locations. The Python, I got Python installed in 2 different locations. One is in dpython scripts and dpython. So I have to provide that particular path in which the Python is installed. So this is important because when you start giving Python commands from the command prompt, it has to go and pick up the path automatically. So you need to do this part, which is very important part, which is the second step. After installing Python, this is what you should do. Now you got to go and download the .whl file from this particular location. So I'm providing you the link in the description again. So you got to copy that, or it should be I have already hyperlinked it. When you go and click on that, you should be able to open this particular page opens up. So from this page, you see the .whl files here. So you should be able to go and download Pygame 1.9.6 CP38. Apparently, this is Python 3.8 referring to. So you can go click on that. If your computer has got 64-bit, you download the 64-bit. If your computer is 32-bit, you go and download the 32-bit. When you go hit it, it goes and gets downloaded. Mostly, it goes and downloads into your downloads folder in your My Documents. Otherwise, you can set a destination and then download the particular file to wherever you want it to. So once that is downloaded, the next step would be open the command prompt. So you're going to go and open the command prompt with administrative privileges. So to be able to do that, you go and type in cmd command here, and then right click on that and run as administrator. So when you go and run as administrator, say for example, so you go and open it as administrator, and you go cd backslash, it will take you to the root of that particular folder. Now you got to go to the same folder in which your WHL file was downloaded. You're going to go and navigate to that particular folder, get the file path, and then use cd, say Windows, and then whatever the folder it is sitting in, you got to navigate to that particular folder. And then once you go to that, say for example in my case, if I wanted to go get that particular folder, what I'm going to do here is I'll just go to my downloads page. I'm in the downloads folder, so I'll just open up my downloads here, and then I'm going to check if my WHL file is still sitting here. Just check here, start.whl. Yep, that particular file is actually sitting there, and then I simply get the so that's sitting in. I'll go open that. Okay, no, actually I'll go and open the file location. So that's my file location. I'll simply go Control C and then go to my command prompt. Just go back to my command prompt here, then simply and paste it. So CD, so I got to go here, change directory, CD, and I'll say Control V, and then I will do that now. CD double dot, and I'll go d:/ is my D drive. Wait a minute. D colon. Yep, it took me straight down there, right? Or otherwise, I can go simply say D, and whatever the folder is, I have to go there. Now comes the most important part. And when you go and type Python, you just have to go and type Python, and you got to follow this instruction here. So this particular instructions are here. So you got to go and type in, open command prompt here. Now type the following command. You're going to say Python minus say or dash m pip install. So you're going to say here Python m pip install, and remember the name of the particular file with the WHL extension. You got to type in that file along with the extension. So like how I have shown it here. So this is where you're going to say name of your wheel file, and then so in my case it will be say where was that? I was in my downloads, and it should be somewhere here. I'll just go look for it now. WHL. That's the file. So I got to copy the whole entire name. See, Pygame 1.9.6 CP38 CP38 WHL, everything. So I got to copy and paste that. Say for example, I'm going to go here now, and I'm not going to install mine because I already installed mine. So just paste it and then hit enter. It is going to go and install your wheel file. It's going to install your Pygame. So once you've done that, you got to go back to your idle and check if it actually installed it correctly. I'm going to go close that, and I will actually go and close this as well. Close the window. I'll just say don't save that, and I'll just go here. Okay, now after the installation, open idle and type import. In the shell, you're going to say import Pygame. So I'm going to type in Pygame here. So just go here, idle, and then 3.8.2, import Pygame, and it has to go and give you that particular message saying that Pygame 1.9.6, hello from Pygame community, whatever. If you haven't followed the instructions correctly of setting the path, it will not install correctly. Why? Because you haven't given the path for the Python. So this is where I have typed it in red. If the second step of setting the path is not carried out, this will not work. So your Python command here in your command prompt will not work because it doesn't recognize where Python's sitting. So you need to get that part done. After the installation, open idle, and then we just checked it and it's perfect. The next step is to get the Pygame functions library from this particular link. So the link is here when I typed in that link here. So this is done by a say a gentleman called Steve Paget, and that's where you will get all of that files from. So that's a pretty much a Pygame functions library. You can simply go and download it, clone or download, just go and then say download the zip. So when you download the zip, so you go and double click the zip file, and then look for Pygames function master folder. And from that folder, you got to look for Pygame functions.py file. So you're going to look for only that particular file. You need that file. So when you grab that file, and when you put that in the same folder as your project file, that's when you're ready to actually go and start designing your games in Python using Pygame and Pygame functions library. So that's how this is done. So I'll just to give you again another idea of how to do that. So I went to, say, for example, in the downloads, I'll go back to my downloads folder, and I'll say here in the, what are all the zip files? Yeah, just have to go look for that Pygame. Yep. No. Yep, this is the Pygame functions master zip. Look at that. So I go double click and open that. Then I again double click and open that. See, this is the file that we are looking for, Pygame functions.py. So where are we going to go and put that? You're going to put that in the same location where your project file is going to be, where your game project file, where your background images, where your sprites and everything's going to be. Say in my case, for example, when I designed my game, I went and put in the D drive, and you will find in my D drive, you will find say pygamefunctions.py. I'll just go looking for that, because you would be importing that into your game game codes, and then if it doesn't find that particular file, it's not going to work. So just looking for pygamefunctions.py, and it should go and download it from let's go here. Look at that, pygamefunctions.py, and it should be sitting in the same folder as where your project file is going to be, and then it's going to work perfectly fine for you to go and actually start designing. So just to go and show you how this Pygame function works, and also how your game's going to look like and how you design your game, I'm just going to take you down to one of my example games. Let's say, for example, I just had one of the games here. I'll just go with this Python game, edit with IL 3.6, and then I have written here, no, actually, edit with idle 3.6. Okay. It just loaded my game for some strange reason. It should be, I wanted to edit it with, oh yeah, because I don't have 3.6 anymore. So I just have to go and open it with 3.8. And once I go and open it, see, my first instruction on the top is from Pygame functions import star. So I have to have that file in the same folder as my project is sitting. So then only it's going to work. So if I'm going to go run this module here, and ta-da, here you go. And my game actually is working now. So yeah, I'm just going to escape that and close it. So that's pretty much it about how do you go installing Pygame, and how do you go about installing Pygame functions. And don't forget to go and set the path. And this is pretty, I hope this is pretty simple and straightforward. And I'll be providing you these links here to go and download the latest Pygame. And I will also be providing this link provided by Steve Paget, and he has actually designed that library and simplified Pygame. Pygame can be really very complicated. But let's acknowledge Steve Paget for creating an awesome library by which it is a lot more simplified, and you can actually get the game that you wanted to build in Python done. So yeah, thanks for watching the video.